Hi guys, I have a Class B camper van here that I really don't like the sink and faucet combination. It's kind of the standard one that you see with a lot of campers. It's got a separate faucet on the side. It's got the flip down lid. I think it's pretty standard for a lot of campers to have these types of sinks. I just don't like it. It's not deep enough. It's not very conducive to washing dishes and stuff, and looks nice when it's down, but really from a practicality point of view it's not very useful for me, so I'd like to switch it out. We actually found a sink on IKEA that actually fits in the same position. The drain seems to connect to it pretty easily. I'm just going to put a different faucet in it here. So what I found out here is didn't quite understand how these were mounted. There's actually some screws in the corners here, in the four corners, that you can actually loosen up. You push the screw back down and it actually disengages the locks that actually hold that to the countertop. There's a few faucet lines here. You can see I've disconnected those. I've disconnected my drain, disconnected my faucets already. What I did find out is taking the sink out is much quicker first, and then take out the separate tap faucet if you do have a separate tap one, just the way they build these cabinets. I've done all those things that I described. Just take this out here real quick. It actually just slides out. It's a pretty standard setup. You can see the clamps that hold it onto the countertops here. Have a nice easy space there. And then the faucet will come out separately just the way the lines are. There's a lot of wood to work around here, but we'll describe that in a second here. Taking the faucet out, there's actually a locking screw that actually holds that faucet underneath the countertop. When that spins off, you can actually pull your faucet out. Once I disconnected all the lines here. There we go. All the lines are disconnected. This happened to have a cold and hot lines that went to it, but it's basically for filtered water. There's a filtered water cartridge underneath. But what we're going to do today is, through some discussions on a forum on Facebook, we found out that this IKEA sink actually fits right into the same location. Now I've taken the sink out here, and I've had to do a little bit of modification. And originally it came with a rubber trim that came around it, and I've actually had to take and grind off this tab here. This tab is actually what locks it onto your countertop. Thing is, my hole isn't big enough, and didn't quite have the gumption to cut around, because you can see the cabinets are flush with it. I would need a little bit more material in here. So basically I cut those off. I left the one on the back, but I cut the front one off just with an angle grinder. I cut the front one and the side ones off, I'm sorry. And there was a gasket in here, and that gasket actually kind of sealed it against the countertop. The problem is I didn't have anything to clamp it to the countertop with, so cutting it off seemed to work pretty good for me. Put the drain in. Drain is actually pretty nice too. But if you look, that same sink fits right in the same hole, which is outstanding. The drain lines up pretty close. I can get that lined up, and what we'll do is we'll just silicone it into place, let it sit overnight, and do the rest of the connections. And then in this hole, I'll put actually a standard kitchen faucet, which I'll be here receiving in a few days, so we'll finish up the video with that.
The new faucet came in today. Picked this one up on Amazon for $100. Cool thing is it's got the standard faucet, but it's also got the water spigot, or the filtered water spigot, built into it, so I can still use one hole to kind of replace what I want. Here's the information on the faucet if you'd like it. Again, we're just going to put it in that standard hole, and I don't really have to do any extra cutting. Did a quick test fit on it. It looks like everything should route right down the way I need it to. There we go. Just flip this around a little bit here. Swing the other one around, and we'll bolt it in, and should fit in real nice with the sink that I have. So next step, I'll have it mounted. We'll get the plumbing done and show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, the faucet's in, mounted it. All the hardware that was supplied with, I was pretty surprised. Everything fit in real nice. Had all the adapters I needed. The only thing I did use is a little bit of plumber's grease, this stuff, on the O-rings when I had to fit in all the fittings. But you can see just from the access, it's a little more difficult the way these RVs make their cabinetry. I could get in from this drawer and then from this side panel. But just to show you how everything worked here, pumps on, got my water, and then I did bypass my filter for right now, but I was able to get that faucet to work too. So hot, cold, all set. Now I just got to work on the sink. Okay, we got the finished product. Faucet works, sinks in, all the cabinetry's back in, all the drains are in. Actually, it works really nice. I like it. It's the size that I'm looking for. It's the depth I'm looking for. And the functionality. It really simplifies everything in this kitchen area. And then I don't have to flip that cover back up. We'll probably make a cutting board for the top of it. But for the most part, real happy with the way it turned out. Hope this helps somebody. Thanks.